Welcome to this last Workshop Wednesday of 2023. We are going to be working with the energy of Sagittarius. So I'm going to be using a tuning fork 144, which is a really great tuning fork for really clearing out all those things we no longer want in our field, in our body. It's a great fork that just really gets in there and clears things out. I also have the tuning fork boot for Sagittarius on there as well. So we're bringing in that energy of the Sagittarius to clear. So what we do with that, excuse me, is we clear the unaware aspects of Sagittarius. And it doesn't matter if you're Sagittarius or not, or whether you've even got it in your astrological chart. We're just tuning the aspects of these things, and you'll find that everybody has some of these experiences anyway. So we're clearing the unaware aspects of Sagittarius and then bringing in the energy of all the aware aspects. So, you know, if you think about the Sagittarius, they've got the archery, so they shoot the bow right into the future, and then they go off on an adventure to see where it's gone to. So we're clearing all of those feelings, beliefs that stop you from going on your adventure, that stop you from even taking the first step. So that's what the clearing is about. So that's why you don't need to be a Sag or have Sag in your chart. So this is clearing where you feel stuck or restricted. So you can write down any of these things that you want to. So the first question is, where do you feel stuck or restricted? And this could be a small thing too, like not clearing off the dining table or getting up 10 minutes earlier to do some yoga or anything that you feel like is a resistance. So we're just writing down where we feel stuck or restricted. Could be big things, small things. You can write down everything. Now, the underlying feeling to being stuck or restricted is needing to escape. So it's escaping that fear of not being accepted or loved. So if you're not restricted and you go and do these amazing things, will you be rejected? Will you not be loved? It's like the people around you or the community or whatever it is feel threatened by it or feel uncomfortable by it, or, you know, you've changed. They don't like the change because now you're more empowered. Those kind of things. So where or when or with whom do you feel unaccepted, misunderstood, or you have that fear of being rejected? We're not often taught to say, I am really great at that. I do really well in this area. You have to underplay everything. So Even if you're in a meeting and you feel like you can't really express this amazing idea you've got, you sort of underplay it. For the fear of looking boastful, or it might feel uncomfortable. And write down any time you felt like this in the past too, if you want to. Do a clearing on it. Whether it's a past relationship where you didn't feel accepted or you were misunderstood. This can come up in childhood, in the playground. It's a pretty brutal place where you have to fit in. The workplace can be the same. It's just bigger people. And Sagittarius in an unaware and out of balance place don't take responsibility for the hurt they have caused others. If you say to a Sag, you've hurt me, or I felt this, they'll just, when they're really unaware, they're just like, not my problem. I don't know what you're talking about. Move on. Got nothing to do with me. Can feel really brutal. I've had that myself from a Sag, and they're just like, no, too bad. And it gives you nowhere to go. Just gotta manage that all on your own. There's no talking through it. So I'd like you to write down when you have felt like you've been, or your feelings have been dismissed, underplayed, or ignored from somebody else. You can write all of this about one particular relationship, or could be, family or work or different community space, or all of them. Remember, your writings are personal and private, so you can write whatever you want. Write out the big feelings. Write down the things you didn't get to say. And now we're going to have a look at when you have dismissed ignored or underplayed your own feelings. Either because the feelings were too big and it felt too hard to manage them. You didn't feel like you'd be heard. Or your self-confidence had taken a battering and it didn't feel safe. So if any big emotions are coming up through this, just breathe in through the nose and just push the air out through the mouth. When you're really young and there's no space to express yourself, because sometimes you don't even know what you're feeling, they stay in the body in the field. And then as we get older, it's like it just keeps getting piled on top. And we still have that feeling of not being able to express, not knowing how to do it in a way that feels safe for us, because we're expressing ourselves like we did when we were young, when we first felt that feeling. So that's why it can feel overwhelming. I know myself, I still work through emotions and feelings from when I was really young. Like, it's not like that anymore. I'm an adult now. I can manage these and I can work through them. But the body, there's an emotion in the body and a belief, and it still feels that way. And it's like telling the body and the field, I'm grown now and I have choices. I'm not 8 anymore. I can do this. But it's changing these emotions in the body. It's letting them go to create the space for these new ways of being to come in. So that's what we're doing this morning. So I'd like you to write down now, where would you like to be more adventurous in your life? Where would you like to take a risk, back yourself, and be more confident? This could also be something you really loved to do when you were young. You thought, oh no, I'm not really good at that, or that can't be a career, or somebody made a comment once and then you just shut down and didn't do it again. Might be something where you think, oh no, other people are good at that, I'm not. So you don't even allow yourself to even try it. Writing poetry, doing some art, writing. Could even be exercise or something to do with your health. And as you're writing this down and you're thinking about it, what is the feeling that comes? What's the resistance? Is it sadness? Is it anger because you were restricted or stopped in some way? Shame or ashamed because it didn't fit into other people's ideas of you? Other people's perception of us is not always on point because they're looking through their own filters. Might be a whole range of emotions with this too. So whether you've got one word or a list, I'd like you to put a big circle around that. That's what we're going to clear. And where you wrote down where you have underplayed or dismissed your own feelings, you're going to bring in self-forgiveness in that one. So circle that. And lastly, I'd like you to write down, what would you do or ask the universe for if there was no restrictions, no limitations, everything was on offer? Like you're going into a supermarket and you've got an unlimited card and you can just have whatever you want. So what is it you would ask for? Because you're going to get it. There's no doubt. It's on the shelf. Just remember, after we do this clearing, what you're asking for may come in a little bit of a different way than what you've written down. It may not look exactly like that, but it'll have the same feeling. If there's something better for you, that's what the universe will send. So it might not even be that. It might be something different that's more in alignment for you, because we're quite restricted with our thinking and the universe is more expansive. Okay, so we're going to start doing our tuning with our 144 hertz and Sag boot fork. So take a drink of water if you need to. Just remember, we're going to do a clearing on these things that you've written down, and we're going to bring in the new energy of Sag. Sages are truth seekers. They're adventurous. They gather knowledge and they share it with others, and they love sharing it. That's like their drive. They love to be inclusive. They love to be knowledgeable, and they love to play. So that's what we're bringing in, this sense of you can create these things that you want, and it can be a bit fun. I wish I'd known that 30 years ago. Everything had to be serious when I was growing up, and that feeling of playing and just not being so restricted allows things to be more open. So let's do some tuning on this. So you can keep your cameras on or off, whichever you feel more comfortable with. Just making sure everybody's muted, and just get comfortable in where you're sitting or you're lying down. So you'll hear the tuning fork activate a little bit at the beginning, and then the sound will go out, but the fork will be ringing still, and you'll still be receiving this tuning, even though you can't hear it. So just take some nice relaxing breaths. Anytime during this, if you feel big emotions coming up, breathing in through the nose and just pushing the air out through the mouth. So just in. That way the emotions don't get too overwhelming. So we are clearing any restricted or stuck energies in the body or the field. When you have felt unaccepted, misunderstood, or fear being rejected. This is the real feeling of wanting to fit in, be connected and part of a group, a community, a family, and feel safe and supported. You might feel these emotions coming to a certain part of the body, like the plexus or the lower back. Might even feel constricted in the throat. Allowing those emotions to diminish. Anytime you have felt like you have dismissed, ignored, or underplayed your own feelings, just imagine how you were feeling at the time. You may be picturing yourself at that time, and send yourself forgiveness. You were doing the best that you could at the time. You didn't have the capacity to do anything different, and it probably didn't feel safe enough to do anything different. So draw on the unlimited amount of self-forgiveness from the universe. And bring that down into your body and your field. You can think or say out loud, I was doing the best that I could at the time. I forgive myself. I was doing the best that I could at the time. Breathing in deep, pushing the air out on the exhale. Forgive myself. I was doing the best that I could at the time. I forgive myself. I was doing the best that I could at the time. You are a beautiful human who is becoming more aware. You are growing and becoming more conscious. You did the best you could. Now you are becoming more aware. Breathing in deep. Exhaling. All those feelings of self-punishment no longer needed in your body and your field. They have brought you to where you are now, and they can be released with compassion and love, with self-kindness and acceptance. You are a beautiful human who deserves to heal. You are becoming more aware. Forgive myself. I was doing the best that I could at the time. The emotion that you circled earlier, the resistant feeling that feels like a barrier, that feels like it's holding you back, is just an energy that can be let go. It's not permanent. You no longer need to carry it as a punishment. This is not your burden, it's just an energy. So imagine that this feeling or emotion, this resistant energy, is outside of your body. It's no longer attached to you. And with every activation of the fork, and with every inhalation and exhalation, it grows smaller and smaller. This is not you. This energy is not you. Cleaning this out like the dust in your house. Moving it on. It's becoming smaller and smaller. This energy is no longer needed in your body or your field. Its purpose of helping you become more aware is done and finished, and can be released with love and compassion. Feel this easing in your body and your field. This energy is not you. Let it drift away. Like a feather on the breeze, watch it drifting away from you into the distance. Breathing deep into the body. Exhaling, pushing that air out. Feeling the space. Feeling more of you. Now visualize all that you have asked the universe to manifest, to bring into your experience. And as you feel this, feel the happiness that comes with it, the contentment, the ease, the peace, and the expansion. Feel this feeling growing and expanding. Bringing in the playfulness of the Sagittarius. Bring in the energy of the truth seeker, Sagittarius. As you adventure towards your own truth. The more aware you become, the more you know your true self. Expand into the space you. Like the Sagittarius, you gain knowledge of yourself. Your potential. Your openness. As you seek your light and your truth within, the universe will reflect this back to you in your outer world. Be open on this adventure. This adventure of lifting the veil of who you are. Breathing in, relaxing the breath out. This is the adventure of finding you. With open awareness and adventurous spirit. And who you are on the journey to find is a magnificent human with light, with compassion, with love. With a contribution that is needed on this planet. You are part of the divine plan of shifting the consciousness on the planet. We are all helping each other see the light, to become more aware, We are part of the consciousness of the earth. Our self-awareness, self-love, and self-acceptance assist the consciousness of the planet to shift and become more loving and more inclusive. Remember how important you are. And breathe that in. Breathe that into every part of your being, your body, your soul, your spirit, your field. As we join together to help this shift of consciousness. It is an adventure. One in which we can have fun. And we assist each other, and we remind each other, and we connect together. As you move through your days, remember to connect into this adventurous spirit of the Sagittarius. As we finish our tuning today, remember to drink some water. Bathe your feet or have a bath in Epsom salts. Remember your connection to the consciousness of the earth and to each other. Remember you are loved. Remember you are loved. And embrace the season of Sagittarius. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. If you feel you need to, you can go back and rewatch this Workshop Wednesday again, or any of the others. And enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you again in 2024. You're welcome. Enjoy. I love you all. Thank you.